Let's do it. Bavaro's the gum. Am I allowed to eat this gum? This is what now? 86.
86 is
so what are we talking
14, 32 years old.
No way, crickets.
You got your perspective.
I just want to be helped.
I get very upset when people try to suppress people from hard working without realizing that that's what makes that person happy. And do I believe that hard work is an essential part of the kind of success that people define? I do. Do I think working so many hours that it burns you out that you need to retire or quit or you're unhappy in perpetuity is bad? Of course I do. I think this is a self-awareness game, and actually I think it's a much more interesting game of like, do you know why you're working or what are you trying to achieve? I would go crazy sitting on a farm in middle America or doing 28 weeks of vacations. Not what makes me happy, but I unbelievably am happy for the people that makes it happy. I love the process of building something the way I want to build it. I think it's about self-awareness.
So,
I think the cool part for me is Clouds and Dirt was really the entrepreneurial framework that I live in, which is like have your dreams and your aspirations, like live in the clouds. But if like one thing I admire about you and the other people that we've given them to is like you're willing to get in the dirt, right? Your background of like how you were successful speaks to that athletically, but then like as you made the transition to an entrepreneur and a personality, like I see that in you. Work ethic, like not being too fancy, like putting in the fucking work, the dirt. One thing that I try to remind people is like talent is part of this. Like also for whatever reason, you were fortunate enough to figure out a talent you had and like went all in on it, and oh by the way, you gave up your fucking childhood to do it.
There you go. Yeah.
Like everybody thinks I'm so lucky, and I'm like, you're lucky, you went to high school parties.
Yeah.
I fucking worked. I went home 75% of my weekends during my college career, taking Amtrak, not even fucking Excella, no fucking first class, shit Amtrak, eating a bullshit sandwich, which I kind of loved, and I missed that sandwich. Get into New York, not even New York, which would be fun, fucking Woodbridge, New Jersey train station at like 8 o'clock. My dad would pick me up, we'd drive home, and then I would wake up at 6:30 in the morning and work in the liquor store on Saturday, and then leave back to Boston on Sunday, and now I'm lucky. It's hard to think you're lucky when you fucking eat shit when nobody else is eating shit. If you look at the current state of social media, you would think that 98% of the time in entrepreneurship, it's sunny and rosy and fun, when in reality it's the reverse. I mean, the reality is entrepreneurship is extremely lonely. The reality is most people spend a lot of their times day in and day out in dark clouds, not sunshine. It is, you know, I always say, I even make jokes when I enter back into the country and it used to say occupation. There's been times when I've written firefighter. I wake up and expect texts of negative things. Like when you own your own business, everything is your own fault. Everything the business is struggling with is your fault, and you are basically in the business of putting out negative fires, anticipating negativity, getting prepared for clouds to come over. Like you're basically always looking for shelter and umbrellas and rain boots. You are living in that, and I think that something I make fun of a lot, which is, you know, swans in pools in the Hamptons. And I think if swans represent fake entrepreneurship, I literally think that worms and frogs represent real entrepreneurship to me. Because I literally think about like who comes out when it rains a lot. In Jersey as a kid, I would see frogs and worms more often after rainstorms or during rainstorms. And I feel like those animals represent entrepreneurship dramatically more than a fucking blown up swan in a fake environment during a fluffy economy. Look, we're all trying to achieve and enjoy the sunshine and the prosperities of it all, but the reality is disproportionately our time is spent in navigating or anticipating dark clouds.
All right, we have the GOAT, the legend right here. So Gary, what would you tell these young athletes on when they want to aspire to be something and get to the next level?
First of all, realize how ridiculously impossible it is. I think the biggest issue that most young athletes have is they don't realize the math. 0.01% make it. So I think one, it's not about like be practical and have a plan B. I don't believe in that necessarily either. It's just that really be thoughtful about how much extra work it takes. Like if you're not in the gym, somebody else is.
Facts.
Here's the best advice. Live your fucking life and tune out everybody else. Everybody out here is so fucking worried about everybody else's opinion that you're all full of shit on social media PRing yourself when in reality you got a lot of real shit going on in your head. So stop fucking fronting and start living. You're valuing other people's opinions about your L. It's a scarlet letter. The reason I'm always comfortable, I lose all the time. I just don't care what your comment is about my loss. Second, you don't care about other people's opinions, like your mom, your dad, your friends, your homies, social media, people you told you were gonna be successful. Second, you don't care about anybody's opinion. Second, that self-doubt is ghost, because it has no value, because I'm just playing. You know, I think that there's a deep inherent understanding in my mind that there's only one at bat, and I don't want to leave anything on the table. Most people don't want to work. Most people didn't find what they love. Most people don't have enormous ambitions. Most people prefer you to stop because it makes them insecure while you keep winning. There's no greater gift in life than to have the people you love be happy and healthy. The second biggest gift in life is to fucking love what you do so much that you only want to work. People struggle with contextualizing time.
28.
At 20 years old, I was in the liquor store that's holding this event tonight in the basement, packing packages at night. I worked every day. I just was patient to like the biggest thing is like, what are you looking for? It's not, the biggest issue that somebody as young as you has is contextualizing patience. The way to get most happy is to be held accountable for everything. What do you want? Everybody here, everybody, from 68-year-old to like the youngest person here, we all can have 4 years of not producing a whole lot and still have time to do shit. Like, I get so pumped when people start finally quantifying how old they really are. Like people out here 45 years old, like thinking it's over. I'm like, you're gonna live fucking 100, you're gonna live 40 more years. That's the best part of entrepreneurship. Like, it's just in perpetuity, right?
People always ask you stuff. How do you have the answer for everything they ask you?
Because there's only like 7 answers.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome, man. Somewhere along the line, I realized I had something to give. Like, I'm kind of like good, and I have an abundance of energy and like thoughts, and like I'm thrilled to feed it. It obviously feeds me. I like the attention and the positive reinforcement and whatever else it may be. It just feels very, like I love to communicate. And I also, you know, to me, to be very frank, the thing that's really brought me a lot of energy is being able to get through to 15 to 25-year-old guys because they think I'm cool, to then push to them the propaganda of kindness and patience and hard work and empathy and caring. I'm not sure. In the world, you know, this will make sense to you based on what I've been talking about tonight. In a world where I know when you have the right thing, squeeze it hard, I may never have another time in my career because of what's happening on YouTube and Instagram with me to affect what a lot of 15 to 25-year-old guys think is the right thing to do. And I feel an enormous sense of responsibility that I've been able to, like, they are the hardest group to get through. So I feel a huge responsibility right now, and I don't know if I'll ever have a moment again where they're listening at this scale, and I'm very energized right now because I know I'm putting things on a pedestal, like patience. You know, like, and so I'm really invigorated by it. Of course, whatever you want.
Right. So we did this a few weeks back. We had 1,500 people watch us live on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
And across platforms, 1,500 people live watch us open in 1954 Bowman Nickel Pack. And what's great is I always get nervous that you're gonna get shit, and no one cares. They're like, where's the fucking next
thrill,
match?
the hunt.
Hey Gary, what's going on, bud?
86, baby, Al-Tune. I know the rice is what people want, but I want Al-Tune.
Let's do it.
Al-Tune, let's do it. All right, here we go.
We're here at the Manor in West Orange with
86,
GaryVee.
86 sellout.
This is, by the way, Gary, this is our first ever live vintage break on location. We're going to be starting that series. We want to do it outside Yankee Stadium.
I love it. First of all, Bavaro's the
That's a
gum.
rookie.
Am I allowed to eat this gum?
Of course you are.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. This is what now? 86.
86 is
So what are we talking?
14, 32 years old.
30. Do it. Could get sick.
Oh, wow. What's the over under and how long? Hey, Chris, what's up, bud? What's the, oh, dear. I can tell by his face. It's no good. Oh, no.
I'm good.
All right. Let's do
Mike
it. We got
Quick.
the winners.
Mike Quick.
All right.
1,000-yard club.
Great. I used to love the 1,000-yard club.
Kenny Easley, a solid safety.
Made the Hall of Fame.
Greg Coleman, the punter. I don't remember him at all. Ryan Holloway. All-pro Patriot. That's a problem for me.
Yeah.
By the way, I've swallowed the gum. Just if there's any confusion, these are really off-center.
Yes.
Nice little Pete Rose and a solid
That's a nice
centering.
Pete Rose.
Look at how-
Now,
look
you'll
at
give that back to me
Look
later,
at this.
right?
Of course, it's all yours. Free.
Get out of here. How
Look at
cool
that.
is that? So this to me is like a solid PSA 8. It's a little bit off center, Garrett, but if it was centered better top
Way
to
better
bottom,
than
be
center
solid.
this fucking
yes.
Mike
And I'm glad
Caldwell.
it happened to Petey. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's a nice card. Alice Valentine.
Time. Look how fucked up this
Oh,
Seaver.
wow. That's a nice pack. Let me see the
Harvey,
centering on
We
and
that.
should
Rose.
get them graded, though.
Yeah, let me see that. So what we're going to do, Garrett, we're going to grade these, and you're going to give them out at some point in the future to any one of your many fans.
What is going to go down at the National in Chicago this year?
I'm so excited.
I'm coming guns a-blazing.
Oh, I
I'm
hope I'm
coming.
there.
I'm out of control for 4 days. I'm gonna do crazy shit. I'm gonna have like Drake there. I'm gonna like try to break the place, brother.
Gary, it's
Such
very
a
nice meeting
pleasure.
you. Pleasure.
Ryan, we'll set this up. I love you, brother.
Great.
Good to see you.
Thanks, Gary.
All right, Tyler, get me the fuck out of here.